All right, joining us right now with more on BP, Raymond James analyst Pavel Molchanov for his thoughts on BP's record loss. Keep in mind they did report earnings this morning. He joins us on the phone. So, Pavel, let's start there. Record loss for the company, a pre-tax charge of about $32 billion related to that leak, and the company plans to speed up asset sales of as much as $30 billion. Is this the quarterly report that you expected from the company?
Well, you know, on an adjusted basis, they actually beat $1.57 a share in earnings, so that's about $4 billion. We were looking for $1.26. So if you adjust for the write-off, which of course is non-cash for the time being, they did reasonably well. I would tell you this company has been leaking so much over the past few days that almost all of this has been signaled and telegraphed to the market already. So Hayward's departure, Dudley's ascendancy, the acceleration in oil sales, and the multi-billion-dollar write-up, I think all of that is relatively understood, which is why the stock is really not doing much pre-market.
Yeah, it certainly makes sense. Let me ask you, though, because as you said, so much has been telegraphed, but I do have to ask you about Mr. Dudley, because you had mentioned to us that trying to clean the Gulf and fix BP's reputation may be like drinking from a poisoned chalice for Hayward's successor. We know who that successor is. It's Mr. Dudley. Talk to us a little bit more about that. Doesn't sound very pleasant, at least.
Well, I'm not sure whether to congratulate him or send him condolences. I mean, he may well be inheriting a poisoned chalice. On the other hand, if in fact he succeeds in dealing with the aftermath of the oil spill, transforming the company, transforming the culture at the company towards, you know, more of a safety-oriented model, the way Exxon did after Valdez, then of course he could be one of the great, transformational CEOs of all time. But it's not going to be easy, and it's going to take time. And you know, I suspect that some of those challenges will probably last longer than Dudley's own tenure at the company. Certainly, Tony Hayward's predecessor, Lord Brown, was there for about a decade. If Dudley stays that long, he may well see this process through. But I think this will be a very extended, lengthy proposition to not just sell assets and deal with the lawsuits. I mean, in some ways, that's the easy part, but it's really changing corporate culture so that something like this never happens again.
Pavel, we got 20 seconds here. I have to ask you, the chairman said that the planned asset sales of about $30 billion will not fundamentally change the company. 20 seconds. Do you agree? How can it not?
I think they will change the company. I mean, I suppose it depends on what he means by fundamental. They will slim down the upstream asset base, make it more focused. I think there is logic behind it, but obviously they are a motivated seller, and we can only hope that they will get fair market value for what they're selling. Right,
and certainly time will tell. Pavel, thank you so much. Pavel Molchanov, analyst over at Raymond James.